I'm trying something new with my setup right now, so if the audio in this is weird or off time, I apologize. But hi, hello, welcome back. Today we are doing a TBR video. Listen, technically summer break for me began way back in April, last week of April, because I'm a college student and my final exam was on like the 22nd of April. So technically, and now it's the end of March, so technically I've been on summer break for a whole month now, but I've kind of been getting my bearings back on everything, getting a job, making do with living back with my parents again. You know, it's been wild. I want to do a lot of reading this summer, and I thought one of the fun ways I could try and get through a lot of books really quickly would be by reading and revisiting series that I loved when I was a kid. Because in case you can't tell by the bookshelf behind me, I own a lot of books. And a lot of them I've owned for many, many years, and some of them I have owned for many years and have not yet read. My bad. And some of them are books I've owned for many years and have read multiple times. And some of them are new books that I just have not ever read. So this summer I'm going to try and read a lot of books, and whether or not I get through all of them, we will see. I'm looking at like the stack of books that I have here, and I'm like definitely not going to be able to read all of these within the span of 3 months, especially considering I will be working. But you know what? I'll try my best. So first on my summer TBR is the Percy Jackson series, a series that I have loved for many, many, many years, and I have read these books so many times. You can't see it because of how far they are from the camera, but these are very well loved copies. It's been one of my favorite book series for years. I think I read these for the first time when I was in the 5th grade, and I became obsessed, and yeah, I really wanted to revisit them. So and I know that these are really quick reads, so I'm hopefully going to be able to blow through them really quickly. Yeah. So next up on my summer TBR, book number 2 is a book I got recently. It was gifted to me as an Easter gift from my parents. And it is Mark Hoppus's memoir, Fahrenheit 182. For anyone who doesn't know, he is one of the guys from Blink-182. And I got to see Blink-182 last summer, and it was awesome. I went with my dad, and it was so much fun. And yeah, I've been reading a lot of nonfiction, so I'm really excited to read this. Okay, so number 3. This is on here for a reason, for a very specific reason. So, it's the Hunger Games series. But so here's the thing. I have The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and I have Mockingjay, Catching Fire, and The Hunger Games, right? But I don't have the new one that just came out, which is why I'm going to be reading these. I'm going to read through all 3 of the original ones, and then I'm going to read Ballad, which I have never read. I own it, but I haven't read it yet. Once I'm done reading these 4, I'm going to go, and as a little treat, as a little gift to myself, I'm going to get myself the new one. So next up on the list, one way I wanted to do this, if I was going to be doing all of these series, I was like, I'm going to burn myself out. So I want to space them out and put like single like novels between every series that I read. So between Percy Jackson and The Hunger Games, I'm reading Mark Hoppus's memoir, and then between The Hunger Games and my next series, I am reading Cormac McCarthy's The Road. I got this secondhand from one of my professors, actually. I know it's crazy and a lot of people have very mixed opinions on this book, but I think a lot of the themes in this are things that I really like, so I really wanted to read it. Also, it's a movie, which I did not know. I literally only found out it was a movie because there's a now major motion picture sticker on the front of the book. Were it not for that, I literally would not have known this was a movie. I figured I also just kind of want to read one classic novel this summer, so why not make it that one? Because I just got this book, like, back, again, end of April, so. Next up, I'm being fully serious when I say this. The next series on my summer TBR is the original FNAF book trilogy. I have read all of these already, but I really wanted to reread them. I was torn between whether I wanted to include the, like, miniseries collection. I think it's called Fazbear Nights. I don't know. I only own the first book from the collections that they did. But I know there is quite a few of them. And I was like, I could include them, but then I would have to seek them out, buy them either digitally or physically. And I really like owning things physically, and I already own the first books physically. So I was like, I don't know if I want to spend all that money on all of these books like that. I would kind of want to buy them progressively if I feel the desire to buy them at all. So I'm gonna stick to just the original trilogy of FNAF books. Our next series breakup book is Boy Parts by Eliza Clark. This I bought back in March, intending to read it for the Transvites readathon, and then I got, like, majorly burnt out and, like, did not read it for the readathon. But I am so intrigued by this book, and again, every single thing I've seen about this book makes it seem like it is so up my alley, and I really want to read a book that I know people online say is good. I just really needed to read this book, like, really, really badly. So, now, those books is everything that I've set out to be like, okay, I'm gonna read all of these. But there are two more series that, if I have the time, which realistically I probably won't, but if I do, if I have the time for it, I would like to blow through these two series as well. One of them is kind of short, the books are small, and the other one is really easy to read. So, extra series number 1 is the Hannibal books by Thomas Harris. So, you know me, you know I love Hannibal. It's one of my favorite series, and then I also just love Silence of the Lambs. It's such a great movie. And I think I own almost all of the Hannibal movies on VHS, which is so fun. I think I don't own Hannibal Rising, and I don't own Red Dragon, but I do own Manhunter. So, we have Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal Rising, and Red Dragon, which, if you can, here, I'll show you guys. You can see it is already well loved because, I actually tried reading Red Dragon years ago when I first acquired these books, and I just could not get into it, but I'm gonna force myself, and I'm gonna get through all of these because I yearned for Hannibal Lecter, and in a way that I'm honestly, low-key, really ashamed of. And I just need to get through all 4 of these books. Next up, the last extra series and the last books on my summer TBR is the Shadow and Bone series, which I've already read the first one. I read it back in high school, but I have not read Siege and Storm or Ruin and Rising. So I'm gonna reread Shadow and Bone and then get to the other 2. And because these are part of the Grishaverse, which also has, I think, like 4 or 5 other books in it, if I get the time to read these, I will then go out and get myself, like, Six of Crows and whatever the other one in that duology is, and then I think that there's another duology in this series. I'm not sure. I think there is. But if if I have the time to read these, I will go out and get the rest of them, read through those too. And I think, let me count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 books this summer. I think I could do it. 22 books in 3 months. That sounds feasible. I think I could do it, guys. Yeah, so that concludes today's video. If you liked watching this, like and subscribe, I guess. This is really short compared to my usual upload length. I'm currently, as I'm filming this, working on editing an hour-long video. Like and subscribe, whatever. Comment one book that's on your summer TBR, if you have a TBR. Like, subscribe, send this video to your friends. Yeah.